So, hello students, I am Bhumika Verma, Assistant Professor in CSE Department and working at Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. And today I am here to discuss about the online and the virtual communities and the dynamics behind it. So, basically, before going to start, what do you mean by the online and the virtual communities? So basically, when I am defining about the virtual or the online communities, these are basically the social aggregators that emerge from the net when enough people carry out those public discussions and they are long enough and with some kind of sufficient human feeling to form the web of personalized and personal relationship in the cyberspace. Or briefly, I can define the online community in the way that online community is a kind of digital platform for the group of people within a common interest that are having the passion or a goal that connect or communicate with one another. An online community connects like-minded like individuals or people who have the similar experiences behind it. It is also known as the social community and the virtual community or the internet community that is being dealt online, in which the group of people held together with a common interest or a purpose who interact with each other online. So basically, it's a branded online community in which the professional network that brings the people together around the world, and they share their experiences on the basis of their organization, or that may be organization based, to facilitate the expensiveness or expense online. They also allow the brands to stay actively connected together with the customers and leverage with the opinions and the feedbacks and engage them on a long-term basis while also providing the significant ROI. That means, when I sum up what is the major benefit related to that online community, is that it allows the brands to stay actively connected with the customers so that they can able to share the opinions and feedbacks, and also they able to engage the customers in long term basis, and it finally it provides a significant increase in the ROI, that means return on investment. So again, coming back to the first slide, so this is a kind of virtual community that can be basically defined as a group of people that can combine various important features like internet communication tools. Then they can collaborate production of material with the members, they repeat use of the members, and the rules that define the community membership. So it is multi-directional in nature because user provide material and user consume that information out of that is being produced after that material is being provided. The various challenges faced by such kind of community builders is that building of that traffic, maintaining of that member collaboration, and how to retain those member for a long term. So this is basically the sum up of what is virtual community. But as a whole, when I say online community, so that means basically these are the group of people or the common people that are having some kind of common interest or passion or goal to connect or to communicate with one another, is the basic and simplest definition. And the basic motto why we create this online community is just to increase the connectivity behind the customer and leverage their opinions and feedbacks in long term, on the long term basis, and also to improve and increase in the ROI. This is what about virtual communities. So basically, what are the benefits related to this is are of various kind. That means the major benefits is to increase the revenue and the cost saving. How to increase the revenue is to know how to better understand the customers, building the trust between the customers, how to build trust with the customer. That means customer feel more appreciated, it will increase the likelihood of the purchases. It will also help in capability development, like companies learn how to customize and to build even a more better product with the customers, how to communicate with them, how to enhance their customer experience with the old product and into the new product. And to do the cost saving, there must be some channelization, like leverage the customer capabilities. That means we should provide cheap and reliable sources of idea generation, feedback and problem solving, and we should collect those ideas from various kind of sources, and no matter what, we should collect all the ideas from whether it coming from the low average sources or some kind of unreliable sources or some kind of cheap sources. Then save the workplace cost, that means customer already bring their workplace space, stable computers, energy suppliers, etc. So we can also able to save the cost in that purpose perspective also. Mutual support can also be developed among the customer, that means asking the customer to be more popular than the hotlines and the support forms, and save support resources. So these are basically the benefits of virtual communities, which I'll also discuss further once I finish off with all the content about the virtual communities. Now exploring about the virtual communities, that what you do in the virtual communities. So this is not a new idea, this is not a new area that we are going to discuss in digital marketing, because virtual communities is all about the people when they are bringing up together, which are having some kind of common goals or some common agendas, common objective, that are being brought together into some common space. So what they are going to do in the virtual community is, again, they are to share, they are to teach, they are to assist, entertain, discuss, and work towards a common goal. It's just to beautify the things, it's about the patrolling of the things. So there are various kinds of online communities that we work together, but we know in them in very short. That means we work on blogs, we work on the Facebook pages, forums, or email groups, or some kind of social network. But this is not all. There are various kinds of virtual communities. That means I'm going to discuss the online communities that are on top trend, or you can say these are the top trend online or virtual communities. So there are some differences between the communities include. That means if I am talking about the online virtual communities, so there is a structure behind them, that how we are going to create that virtual communities, that is against, or the agenda of developing that virtual communities is against that, the structures, the aim and the goal, the values they'll build into the virtual communities, the approach they're going to follow for building that particular virtual community, or the moderation and the management behind that. That simply means that these are the basic agendas behind building any kind of online or the virtual communities. So that means if the agendas are different, so that the structure and the size of the virtual communities will also differ. So that means the size and the shape of this virtual community will different according to these parameters. So I'm going to discuss the various types of online communities that are likely to be demonstrated nowadays. That is the brand communities, that are the online communities that aims to bring together individual as a tribe, or centered on the shared identity that builds around the brand. In this community space, members can interact with their favorite brand and their brand lovers. So this is basically the brand communities. Learning communities are basically the communities that is developed behind some kind of learners that will be given some chance to ask questions or discuss ideas and concepts, and some kind of they'll receive some kind of feedback from their peers. That means they are not just the space for further for further the student knowledge, but they can also be an important source for emotional support during the learning process. That means the community that is developed behind to learn about some specific kind of knowledge, or to share some specific kind of knowledge, and in this all the individual peers are given the chance to ask the question and discuss the ideas and the concept behind the same. The third will be the network communities. It is usually built around a certain industrial or some professional or some network perspectives. So that means these are the network communities that are not professional at all, but for instance the communities for support and communities for some kind of circumstances can also be classed as the network communities. So networking communities are basically that are built around a certain industrial or professional domain. Social communities, the fourth one, is the community when they'll be able to bring people come together to chat, to share, and to have fun. That means brand can be used to utilize the social communities for marketing purposes, especially increasing the brand awareness. Unlike of other online communities, they are not spaces for the endless advertisement and promotion, but these are about sharing the insights, and these are also for making the connections rather than the commercial operations in that kind of community. The fifth one is the fan community. As the name indicates, that these are the based on the shared interest, like a book, or these are the community of a fan that is interested in a particular kind of TV show, or it's kind of musician, So these are the basically the social communities or the fan communities that are based on the making of some kind of social connection, but they are not really specific to one interest. That means these communities are being open to various specific kind of people. These are not restricted to refrain to only such particular domain of people. This is open to all. Then the sixth is the inside communities. This is aimed against the customer engagement to develop, to test and to refine different marketing strategies. It recruits from the brand existing customer base, so that they already know the products and the services as well. That means that are being developed so as to increase the insights of the product. So that means if I am launching a product and if that product is being modified in somehow, so the inside community will basically enhance the customer engagement to develop and to test those particular updated features of that particular domain, so that their interest will be increased and refined somehow. Seventh will be the membership communities. These communities tend to be more exclusive than the others. They usually require the users to sign up via some specific sites. That means if you are the member of some particular site, then you are able to be log in into that. Otherwise you are not. If you are, then you have to log in into the specific site, and you have to pay a membership basically fees for that, becoming a part for that community. In return, the member will get the access of all the content and all the resources that are available in that particular community. Eighth will be the local community. As the name indicate, that it includes only the people that is for a recommended places or to eat or to things, or a city or some particular community groups. That is basically based around a place or a high school or a national park. That means a community that is referring to some kind of national or geographical area or some kind of recommended place. It is also limited in size, and it is only relevant to the people for certain kind of geographical area. The community of action. Ninth, so it is kind of online community that is being characterized with the shared goal or some concrete action aimed to be promoting a cause. That means if I am I want to include or to raise a fund against organizing a event or finding an opportunities for volunteering, or I'm raising fundraising for something, some kind of cause or some kind of debate. So that particular kind of community is the communication of action community. That online community basically shares the goals and concrete action aim for promoting a particular cause. The 10th will be the communities for circumstances. Basically that community is being built when I aims to help some kind of member with some kind of issues or challenges they are facing as a result of their circumstances. That means if I want to promote some kind of donations for a kind of illness with the person that is having some motherhood problem or some kind of chronic ails, and then I want to create some kind of support groups, or I want to raise a fund from some kind of health organization, or some kind of I want to raise for some kind of government initiative. So that particular kind of initiative is being done against the community when I'll say in communities for circumstances. That means these communities are being built with the effect from the circumstances. So these are basically the types of online communities. Then what are the online community members? So these are basically the members of the community member. That means the sleepers. The first is the sleeper. Sleeper is almost the dead member of the community. That means he never participate into the community. The lurker is the one that really hear from the lurkers. That means that really hear from what happening inside the community, but he never he or she never try to raise a voice against the opinion, but almost he hear all the things, but he never participate into that. The newbie is the one, that means he basically introduce themselves into the group, and he do the best and find the best way to fit in. These members are being welcomed by others, and they can also do what they want to make they are being welcomed in a way that they will feel like home in that category. The regular one is the one that is having some kind of familiar personality. That means everyone know her face and recognizing as an avatar, the image he or she used to portray himself online. Because of the regular one, he is also active, and other community members may feel that they know each other and trust their judgment most of the time. the leader is the one, as the name insists, that the leader is being built on the basis of some kind of mutual respect. So leader is the someone who is being developed in the community, who was from various number of years, and they were truly knows by his stuff. So when he offers a kind of sense to the people, so because he's the leader, so community has chosen them as a leader, so he will be the legend as he is playing the best according to his mind. The elder one, as the name indicates, is the pillar of that particular community. So it is not necessary that he is always active at every time, but he was the eldest member, so that means he was built in high esteem into that community. So he never he's not supposed to always participate into that, but members hang around on him or her for every word. So in that kind, so not every member may agree or like the elder, but no one will say a despairing word about her because he's the eldest, or the because he's a very oldest pillar of the online community. The next is the expert, or you can say that he is the one that knows all the things. That means someone who knows everything about everything. So expert is everywhere, is the expert has been everywhere and seen everywhere. He did all the long before the other members did, and thinks what they did better, stronger and faster. So expert does not have any kind of friend, but does not seems to notice, but he'll does not have kind of any kind of friend, but he is expert of everything. That means he knows everything about everything. The elite member is the member, that means how long they have been around, how often they participate into some cliques of forums, or these are the members that mingles with the newer members now and then, and she keeps pretty much to himself or herself. So these are the basically the members of the online communities. So what drives the virtual community is basically the affordance of the virtual communities and the motivators of the virtual communities. Affordance is basically the persistence, that means the continuous and the overtime and used by many members. Periodicity, that means the sense of time and the rhythm of the interactions, that means how they are able to communicate with the people and how the interaction is being done and what is the pace of interaction between them. The boundaries, that means multi-use areas, rooms and forums in the private areas that they are going to engage with the virtual communities. The engagement means the multiple ways to connect and interact with the people, so that there will be more and more interaction and engagement of the customer, so as to increase the ROI of the virtual communities, as I've discussed earlier. The authoring, the means the user content, create the content in the space and recreate it, replenish it, so that it will be, if it is lacking in some aspects, so it will be fulfilled and it will again come up and strong up stand right away. The motivators is the basically we need to refine the information and the personal identity, integration and integration, interaction and entertainment. So we need to, you know, have up-to-date knowledge about all these things, so that for sharing of the information or being living personally values, or to gain the reputation or the status, or if you want to engage into some kind of friendship, or you have to create a feeling of belongingness, so that all these things will create motivators for the virtual communities. Next will be how we are going to establish a virtual community. So this is a basic process behind establishment of some kind of virtual community. So this is a long term commitment, which having some kind of process or some kind of steps. That means defining a scope, recruiting, then engaging, run activities and replenish. That means if I am establishing a virtual community, so I need to establish, or I have to define the size of my community, or I have to specifies my objectives and customization. And what I'm going to do is or I have to set the vision and the mission of all my online communities. Then I have to recruit all that stuff accordingly. That means to recruit the online manager, or to recruit the resources or the recruiter members accordingly. Then engaging is the one, that means engagement of all the members from the day one of their recruitment till the year, and what they are going to do. So all that steps, how I'm going to engage all them. Then run all that activities without any kind of extraction or distraction, and some kind of actionable insight will be developed. And finally, this last step is to replenish. That means if all these steps are lacking somehow somewhere, then I need to refertilize and to replenish the things or re-execute the things, so that I'll make up again and I'll stand up again, so that I'll start from a 100% fresh start. That means if I'm lacking out somewhere, then I'll next time I'll not lack in that particular domain, I'll stand up again. And these are basically the process to establish a virtual community. Then lastly is the how to increase the return cycle of that virtual community, is basically consisting of not limited to these particular key points, but there are also other points also, that I have to develop a content attractiveness. That means generate the members based according to the content, draw more members to the community. Member loyalty is being built to promote member to member interaction and to build member loyalty to the community. Then I have to refine the member profile by targeting the products and their offering, and how to engage the customers according to the various needs and the engagements or the strategies or the various offer that I'm going to throw them up. Then last is the transaction offering. That means drawing the vendors and user spending to the communities. So these are basically how I am going to increase the return cycle of the virtual community. So this is what is about the online or the virtual communities. So I hope this topic is being clear, and the execution behind this, how the online communities is being developed and done, and the process is being developed, is being clear to you. Thank you so much.